Thank you, Nazal, and thank you to everyone who's here. I will read some short poems from this collection, The Kindly Interrogator, which was published in 2021. So,
oh, sorry.
yeah, you said
Did I
2020.
say 22?
Yeah, 2021.
Okay, sorry.
Anyway, it was during the lockdown, so
It was, yeah.
So they are short poems. I will just. The first one is called The Tired Soldier. From behind many hills, the wail of jackals wakens me, and the futile voices of the dawn. Bugles cough like sick roosters, and the morning sun bursts through the needles of the garrison's pines. The tired soldier hangs his boots around his neck and pisses in his helmet. My ID card. The agent asked me for an ID card, and none of my cards had a photo. So I had to talk to the woman passing outside in the street. The woman fell down and was transformed into a blade of grass. Terrified, I returned. The agent still had my card, photoless, in his hand. We went out into the street. The woman was passing, her handbag over her shoulder. I called out to her. She turned, and in the form of a lifeless dove, descended onto my ID card. The Black Cat. For a long time now, this black cat has been sitting outside on my veranda with his eyes shining, looking at me through the darkness. It has been a long time since I was a sparrow, since I was a dove, even since I was a backyard hen. But still this black cat is sitting on the veranda outside my room with his eyes shining, looking at me through the darkness. The Café. We came out of the cafe at 5 for a short walk in the street. For a short walk in the street, we came out of the cafe at 5. A man kept shaking his head in the butcher's on the right. In the butcher's on the right, a man kept shaking his head. When at 5 they beheaded us, we also shook our heads. We also shook our heads when at 5 they beheaded us. The Anatomy Hall. There is a lamp on in the Anatomy Hall. Standing on tiptoe, I can see through the window, the table in the middle, and the quick movements of hands. There is silence, the sound of my breath, and the one bent over the table in the hall. Standing there, I can see him craning his neck. Outside the window, I see his fear, the sound of his breath, and the flash of the knife in the dim light of the hall. He bends over my head and smiles, looking at me like a butcher looks at a carcass. On the table, in the middle of the hall, relaxed, I sleep. The Kindly Interrogator. I have a kindly interrogator. He is interested in philosophy and free verse. He admires Churchill and drinks green tea. He is delicate and bespectacled. He is lightly bearded and has a woman's voice. He is polite and doesn't insult me. He has never beaten me up. He has never demanded false confessions. He says, only write the truth. I say, on my life. Umbrella. I opened the door to her, invited her in. She closed her umbrella and entered. She sat on a chair. I brought tea. We smoked, talked about the weather and politics. I led her to the bathroom, sliced her into small pieces, placed her in the freezer. Her umbrella is hanging from the coat rail. This is the last one, the pressure gauge. Until this moment, I had not thought about the pressure gauge opposite. But I have thought a lot about Breitenbach and about his apology for his brilliant poem, to which he appended a list of those who had lost their lives, as well as the name of their murderer. Dear Prime Minister, I honestly apologize. Writing that poem was unjustified, as was its publication. So, sincerely, to the dictator, apologize, Breitenbach, poet.